Hi everyone, welcome back to Raw Inspired Living. Yes, again, I'm in my kitchen. Today I thought I'd just cover a really quick lunch because sometimes I struggle with lunch. I think sometimes that's the hardest raw vegan meal for me to organise or do. But today I'm going to show you what I do with these beautiful dehydrated cherry tomatoes that I did a while ago. You might have seen it on Instagram. They are so delicious. Just a little bit of olive oil, salt, basil and garlic, and you dehydrate them for a few hours and they are amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up just a raw tomato sauce, and then I'm going to have it on spiralized zucchini. Spiralized zucchini is so delicious. There's lots of different spiralizers around that you can use, but I ended up getting this one from Amazon because I just really love it, because I was doing a lot of spiralizing and the little ones just didn't work for me. So now I've got this bigger one, and the plate you can see just sits in there. I'll show you how it works. It comes with a container that you can put your zucchini in so that it doesn't go onto the bench, which is amazing. So I'll show you how that works in a little moment. And the trick with zucchini to make it a bit softer, so it's not as crunchy like zucchini is to just put a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of salt and just set it aside, massage it through with your fingers, set it aside for 5 or 10 minutes, and it is delicious. So what have we got in our sauce? We have got the dehydrated tomatoes, and I'm going to pop it all in the Vitamix. I'm not going to blend it up like a sauce. I just want to do a quick blend or a quick pulse because I still want it a little bit chunky. So there's about 1.5 cups of those dehydrated tomatoes. Delicious. And then to that, I'm actually going to add some fresh tomatoes too, so the flavour is a bit fresher and not just the dehydrated sort of, or you know, sun-dried tomato flavour. So I've got about 1 cup of little, just more cherry tomatoes. I've got about 2 tablespoons of Kalamata olives that are pitted. I love olives. If you don't like olives, just leave them out. In here, I've got 1 clove of garlic. I've got half a teaspoon of sea salt, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, just for that little punch, and a little bit of black pepper. And then I've got some fresh herbs from our garden. So I've got some basil, I've got some parsley. Look how huge those parsley leaves are. And I've got a little bit of oregano. Now just remember, with fresh herbs, less is more because they are stronger than your dried herbs. So if you're not a herby person, just put a bit in. I love herbs, so I'm going to throw a whole handful of those in, and I think it's going to be delicious. So what we want to do, as I said, we just want to sort of pulse I don't want it to be too, blended up. So I'm just going to take it over to Vitamix and I'm just going to pulse it a little bit to just get it, like a little bit of a sauce. All right. So you can see the consistency of that. That's probably enough for me. That'll be beautiful. It's not too mixed up. You can still see some of the tomatoes and some of the herbs. Delicious. So we will set that aside for a moment. That's going to be delicious on the zucchini. So let's show you what the spiralizer does. This one's great. It's pretty easy to use. It's got a base so it doesn't slip, which is good. And you literally just pop that base on the counter, put this backwards. Amazing. You just cut the ends off your zucchini so that they're flat. It just works better if they're flat. I use this container that came with it, not to store anything because it's plastic, but I use it so that the zucchini falls in there and doesn't fall all over the bench. So you basically just pop the end of your zucchini on there, and then it comes with this little runner. The other end of the zucchini goes in there, and then you're literally just twisting. You're just spiralizing the zucchini, and you're sort of pulling it with this little handle that's behind here. And as you're doing it, you're getting zucchini noodles. I'll show you when they come out the other end. I've got the spaghetti one on. This one comes with about 9 different things that you can do with your veggies, which is amazing. I find the bigger the zucchini it doesn't always work if the zucchinis are huge, but often in amongst the spaghetti, which you can see, you'll get these little ones. I don't mind those, but you do get these beautiful spaghetti, and it's just, because zucchini has such a neutral taste, it's really good in order for you to put different sauces on because it soaks up the flavour of those sauces. And sometimes I just use this leftover zucchini. I'll just use that for juice, right? So you just pull it out. You've got this big long bit and the leftover bit. I would use that for juice. And then you've got all of these zucchini noodles. So what I do with those is I just pop them in a bowl like that. And then, so it still feels quite like zucchini. So it's noodly, but it's firm like zucchini. So what I do with that is I will pop a little bit of olive oil, just a sprinkle, not too much, and not too much salt, just a little sprinkle of salt, and leave it for 5 minutes, and we'll come back and then we'll plate it up and I'll show you what it's like. I just wanted to quickly show you how I do that. I popped a little bit of olive oil and a little bit of salt, but you sort of really need to get your fingers in, massage it around. Make sure your hands are clean. But if you get your fingers in and you massage it around, and then you just leave it sit for 5 or 10 minutes, and then we will come back and pop the sauce on. And yeah, it's just such a quick and easy lunch. Like, you've got all the ingredients already done, quick and easy lunch to throw together, and you know, has all these beautiful bioavailable nutrients because it's all raw. So amazing. Okay, so we're just going to plate up our finished product of lunch. Now you'll see here I have a bit of lettuce. I put my zucchini noodles on the lettuce because any chance to get more greens into my diet I take. So I'm always adding greens or salad, you know, where I can, where possible, you know, and to bulk things out. So here are the noodles. They are a little bit softer. I like mine a little bit crunchy, so I don't worry about softening them too much. But I just scrape those on. It's not fancy here. It's just about nutrition. We like a little bit of plating, but... And then we basically just top it with this delicious sauce. And you can see the sauce is still a little bit chunky, and I quite like it a little bit chunky because, you know, you can get the flavour of the olives and, you know, the other things that you've got in there. But it's delicious. And then we do like a little bit of fresh herbs just on top, a little bit of basil. Look at that. I mean, that is such an amazing lunch. It's good for you. It's got the cat meowing. So you know it's real here in this kitchen. It's good for you. It's got enzymes for digestion. It's got bioavailable nutrition in it, ready for your body to absorb. So give this recipe a go. It is really simple and really delicious. And if you don't like it really cold, you can put the zucchinis and the sauce together in a little pan and warm it, because as I said, raw food doesn't have to be totally cold. It can be the temperature of your body. So as long as it's not heated above 45 degrees Celsius or 115 degrees Fahrenheit, it will still have the enzymes available in it. So if you don't like it fully cold, then pop it in a little pan and warm it up a little bit, and it'll still be amazing. Enjoy your day.